In this video about the Craftsman, sorry, electrician knife. Now you got your traditional knife here. Does not have a liner lock, nothing, just folds. Some people actually found these very sharp. Mine's not very sharp. I got this at pawn shop for like $8, but the other part I'm trying to get out, hard for me, is a liner lock right there. So this edge here is kind of sharp, but that's a scraper, I believe that's what you want to call it. But right here, the tip, it kind of looks like it's broken. The tip is broken off, but it never had a tip. It's just very well worn flathead screwdriver. Now, what were these flathead screwdrivers for? Well, for a lot of outlets like this. If I put this down and show you, those flatheads right there, and many other stuff back in the 70s and 80s, and most of the 90s, probably about 1995, Phillips started to be more standardized, but flatheads were still around. As you can tell, about every outlet has a flathead, and basically the flathead was to unscrew the panels so they can sorry, don't know why I'm struggling to talk. The flathead was basically so they could take the panel off and work on a switch, outlet cover, even a breaker box. If you ever worked on a breaker box, is that what it's called? I believe so. It's called breaker box, where you gotta tighten the wires together in a circuit. Flathead was used a lot. Still is to this day. That's why it's liner lock. That's no reason why. Well, the thing was, what was I gonna say? I was about to say this probably why it's wood handle, because electric shock. But this doesn't make sense since it's folded here and touching it. I guess it was that, no. But basically that flathead, it's very worn, was for outlet covers and switch covers, everything that takes a flathead, everything electrician would use a flathead for. Now today, electrician uses more flatheads and Phillips, but flatheads were more used in the 70s, 80s, and early 90s until about like 1995, I believe. The new screw came in called Phillips. So, I mean, it wasn't a new screw. They always had a Phillips screw, but they weren't widely used much. Yeah, about the time you got up to the 90s, you were using both flathead and Phillips, but even things in vehicles in the 70s and 80s, probably in the 50s or 60s and the 50s, were standard flatheads too. So, you ever wonder why the old knife has a flathead on it? Try to think of the time period it was in, because that could tell you a lot. Like, of course, This is a 1989 knife. I believe, or 1980 knife, somewhere around there. But yeah, flatheads are actually the most used um, tool. Sorry, I was just looking at it. Is the most used tool in a electrician's toolkit. Because yeah, they basically mess with all the electronic stuff, fuses and wiring, all that outlets and stuff. Took flatheads. They still do to today, but they do also carry Phillips. But yeah, if you actually do some like really good research, you can see that. Okay, I can see where a Phillips head could be useful in electrician. That's why it's called electrician's knife. Um, hmm. But yeah, if you'd like to learn more, I can do more videos on other on other screwdrivers or what, because I am very knowledgeable on this stuff. I can even tell you um, um, what was it? Why screwdrivers went from wood handled to what they are now, composites, plastic, or something like that. Well, depending on the screwdriver, because electricians, they are made out of special metal, special materials, so they don't get shocked or anything like that. Uh, but yeah, I can see how this would probably, if you would have slipped into the outlet and the power was on, yeah, you probably fry yourself a little bit, get yourself a little jump start. um, but don't recommend it at all. Again, it has a liner like this one, just stuck sometimes. Uh, I actually don't use this knife very much, but it is a Craftsman made in the USA. Um, like I said, I tried to sharpen the blade, but it doesn't keep a good edge on it, so it just won my collectible. So yeah, I do have a good knife coming very soon, probably in the next 2 months or so. Let's see. Today's no, this month is January. Yeah, next 2 months I should have a really cool video for you guys. I'm excited. Um, always wanted one of these knives. It's called a Paragon gravity knife. I forgot the name, but it's Paragon gravity knife. Always wanted one. And I might be getting one with my tax money. So yeah, stay tuned to that. But anyway, yeah, this short video.